What? Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Bay State Running. We are here with support from Marathon Sports and Hoka. We're at St. John's today for the BSR Mid-Distance Classic. We got some 200s going on right now on the other corner of the track. And a pretty good day for it. It's like mid-60s right now, a little bit cloudy and not too much wind, so should have some pretty good times today.
Okay, on the podium, I have my top 6 finishers in the girls 200 meter. In 6th place, from Essex North Shore Tech, I have Milo Palmer. In 5th place, Olivia Scudo from Essex Tech. In 4th place, from Essex Tech, Delaney Dunn. In 3rd place, from Manchester Central, Angela Cessna. Our runner-up from St. Raphael, Francesca Justin.
And here we can see the podium of the girls 200.
Congratulations.
Getting their medals in their photo op.
Their what?
Their photo op.
Yeah.
That's a thing, right?
I guess so.
Boys 400 meter.
Maybe I made that up.
Boys 400 meter.
So if you finished 5th today, you will get to go to the podium. But would you claim that
Is it a 5-person podium?
It is. Would you claim that you made podium?
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Hey, that's podium. Podiums are not inherently top 3, Lars.
Well,
I think they typically are, but you know, not today. Today you get top 5.
I think they actually said top 6, so you'll have one athlete standing on the grass.
Oh.
Or the turf, I should say.
That seems sad. You get left out. So yeah, the winner of the girls 200 was Nora Kissel of Essex North Shore. Ran a 25:84, which puts her at number 5 for the year in Massachusetts. Pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah. Sorry, my
We got some fans behind us.
My mic keeps falling over. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We're weightlifting or something out there.
Maybe they need the box.
Yeah.
That would be bad.
Oh. Do we think they need the box? Nah, no, they're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, our cameraman Lars right now is on a workout
Like
box.
a box jump box.
Yeah. Because we only have one chair, so. Yeah, we had quite a lot of Essex girls in the 200.
I did notice that when I was filming. Not that it was captured. That was the last heat of our boys 200.
Now Let's check some results on that. Intriguing. So that was won by Caesar Flan of Manchester Central, a New Hampshire runner.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Just can't stop
invading the territory down here.
Just can't stop New Hampshire.
I know.
Hold on one moment.
Okay. Yeah, our other commentator is here, so I'm going to run and let him in.
Davio's coming. Go to the doors by the Hoka tent. Don't get killed by these fellas. And you're running.
Can I have the top 6 finishers from the boys 200-meter run to the podium?
Caesar Flan didn't even win.
Oh, you did?
He was second.
Did you say that?
No.
Oh.
I just noticed now.
All right. I have returned.
I have also returned, since everyone was wondering where I went.
All right. What do we got? First place, boys 200, is Jameson Booker of Catholic Memorial. Runs a 22:43 for a Massachusetts number 15 this year. Caesar Flan, like we said earlier, won Heat 6 with a 22:5. Andrew McManman of St. John's ran 22:56 for third. Davian Sullivan of St. John's fourth in 22:85. Aaron Radke of St. John's 22:85 for fifth. And Caden Gagney, Manchester Central, 22:09 for sixth. Up next, we will have the girls 400. Looks like they're lining up right now. Heat 1, we're going to have 3 Essex girls. Bruv.
Can't totally see him right now, but once we get started, I'll move the camera.
Yes. We have Amelia Puleo, Brooke Goldman, and Eliona Corda, all teammates.
Oh.
All right, we're
Boys
off.
400, please report to the clerking area. Boys 400, please report to the clerking area.
Sorry.
It would appear that we have 3 heats.
All
And the
right.
next 2 are going to be all full. Actually, the entire next heat is all LaSalle.
And we have, it looks like at least one LaSalle in this one.
No, wait, that was heat 1 that we just had, though. This is heat 2? Yeah, they're all LaSalle.
Oh, they're wearing different uniforms.
Yeah, probably. We have
Interesting.
Ashley Flint, Riley Plant, Mackenzie Bradley, Jaylise Matos, Grace Dubel, and Paige Cody. So far, it seems maybe Bradley's making up the stagger pretty well.
It's going to be a fun day at practice after this race.
Yeah, this basically is practice.
I guess so.
On the podium, I have our top 6 finishers in the boys 200 meter. In 6th place.
All right, coming to the home stretch now.
Central, Kaden Gagne.
And that is going to be Mackenzie Bradley in lane 3. She has a 109 seed coming into this. See what she can do to try to better that.
She's going to be well under, I think.
Let's see, we're at, 1 flat right now. This is going to be a great race for her.
66 high.
Nice.
There we go.
Here's everyone else.
Always nice to see a PB.
She was seated at her PR is 107.86. She was seated at 109. So either way, it's still a PR by about a second. Depends what the results.
Which is a rather large margin.
for a 400 for sure.
The margin that that is large by is maybe even greater than the event distance.
Yes.
All right. Welcome back, Davio.
Thank you, Tyler Sheedy, for coming on the mic for that 30-second guest
No,
appearance.
well, if that was 30 seconds, then that 400 was really quick. I'll tell you that much.
Well, hey, they broke the world record.
Well, Sheedy, you're free to drive back home. I'm just kidding. All right. Here's our third and final heat of the girls 400, which is not all LaSalle, for clarification.
No, Heat 3, we got 2 LaSalle, we got a St. Raphael, we got an Essex, we got a Pentucket, and we got another LaSalle.
So 2 LaSalle and another LaSalle.
Top seed coming in is a 58. Lane 3, Jayla Grimes of St. Raphael. See if
a
you
heater.
can figure out who that is by the first turn.
Yep. Already made up the stagger.
I think, yeah, you might be able to pick her out. She's already way out in front by the backstretch. See, her season best so far is a 63, but her PR is a 58.94.
Well,
Next fastest time in the heat is 62.
Did not get a split on the 200, unfortunately.
Gonna be pretty quick, I would imagine.
We're looking like a 61 right here. 62. If my math checks out. Sorry to spoil it.
Yeah, catching a little bit there. I think that's Fuedo in lane 4.
How about that prediction? 61 high, 62 low.
Yeah, another improvement on the season.
Steps forward. That's all you can ask for sometimes.
Faux sure.
That's kind of an interesting mix-up, mashup. For show.
For show.
Yeah. All right. Now we're moving on to our first of, how many?
Let me see. We got 10 heats of the boys 400. Popular event today for the boys.
We have had, I would say, at least double the amount of boys races as girls races so far, which is an interesting.
That is interesting. All right, here we go. First heat of the boys 400. We got 3 St. John's boys in this one. We got Michael Hurley, Tasso Sheehan, and Tayson Wellen.
Or Davio, do you know if St. John's is a boys-only school? Because that could explain why there's so many more boys.
That is a good question. Yeah, Lars just made a good point off the mic for some reason. That yeah, St. John's might be a boys' school, which would make sense why there is much more boy entries. I believe that is the case looking at the start lists. But I do not know because I am unfamiliar with said education establishment.
Out and back.
Welcome.
First heat of 10 done.
And next heat, we are going to have, once again, all St. John's. We got Jake Martin in lane 1, Jake Garfield lane 2, Dominic Rizzuto lane 3, Zach Evitz lane 4, and Sam Basso in lane 5. Nice little team competition here.
Look like an early lead on our lane 3, I guess that would be.
I got some pretty good conditions for a mid-distance classic today.
Yep.
It's a nice middle ground between.
It's a nice temperature. It's not too windy.
Yeah, it's
Clouds, so you're not burning up.
It's like in between distance weather and sprint weather, and we're in between distance and sprint distances. So worked out pretty well.
And we're seeing a nice little sub 60 there. That was heat 5. I mean lane 5, I think. Did we ever find out about my question?
No, because I don't have a keyboard.
Right. Well, you do have a keyboard.
I do.
It's just
not
unoperational.
plugged in. I only have one USB available today, so we're using it for the mouse.
Heat 3 of the boys 400. Davio, we got a list here.
Yes, we do. We have. What is this, heat 3, you said?
I believe so.
All right, we got Carlos Hincapi, Will Kennedy, Sandy Gabin, Avery Paul, Colin Joyce, and Ben Hall.
Call for the girls 800. Second call for the girls 800.
Yeah, another big St. John's heat there. Had 4 St. John's and 2 Marshfield. Marshfield's got a ways to go to get here, I feel like. Maybe not a ways to go, but they got to go through the city, so that's probably not fun. How is the traffic here, Lars? Tyler says bad.
There was a few accidents
Oh.
when I was going. Actually, I drove by a 3-car accident with cars facing the wrong way, still on the road before emergency
Yikes.
responders had gotten there. And I had to navigate a lot of broken glass and parts that were strewn about the road.
Be safe, people.
So don't be a distracted driver.
Yeah.
Don't drink and drive. And wear a seatbelt.
All very important suggestions there. All right, Heat 4, we got Cam Taylor of St. John's, Matthew Theodore of St. John's, Jackson O'Neill of Marshfield, Finlay Turner of Marshfield, Chamberlain Smith of St. John's, and Lucas DeGrenier of Pentucket.
I feel like that was too many names. So we may
We had
be
6.
missing some scratches here. Because
Yeah,
that's only
looks like we're missing 2.
that was only 4 athletes. So, after a quick search, St. John's is a boys-only school.
That would explain it.
Which, if any of us were from Mass, we probably would have known that. But
alas, we are not.
oh, no, we are not.
And we
So
don't know what we're talking about.
We do now, though.
See, the more you know.
So that would
We're
explain.
expanding our knowledge.
We've had 3 heats of girls 200, 3 heats of girls 400 for 6 total heats, and we'll have 16 total heats for boys for those 2 events.
So that makes sense then. All right, Heat 5. We got Daniel Rowan of Bishop Fenwick. We got Ramy Brito of St. John's, Teddy Sheehan of St. John's, Nandis Laganakis of Bishop Fenwick, Will Rice of St. John's, and Andrew Bertucci of St. John's. We got, let's see, Ramy Brito out in the lead right now, trying to hold off his teammate. Looks like he's going to do it.
We're at our halfway mark for the boys 200 heats. I mean 400.
Next up on the track, Heat 6, Will Scorzoni, St. John's, Nibo Amachina of LaSalle, Victor Jimenez of LaSalle, Ryder Davies of Catholic Memorial, Jackson Tucker of Catholic Memorial, and Isaac Sidmore of St. John's. So we're getting a little more mixed in here with the teams as we move along. So getting down in the times. Most of these guys seated at 55, 56.
This is a full heat with no scratches, every lane full.
That's what we like to see.
Pretty even through the first 100 here, too.
Yeah.
Nobody breaking stagger. This could be a fun last 100 to watch here.
Looks like Amachina on lane 2, surging a little bit on the back stretch, but yeah, these guys all look pretty even. All right, coming off the turn, it's going to be Ryder Davies of Catholic Memorial in the lead. Oh, he's extending his lead the last 100. Wow, great finish.
It's 53 high.
Wow.
53 mid. It's not
Should be
bad at all.
should be a big PR for him. Yeah, looks like his PR I'm seeing here is a 55.36.
There we go.
So.
And do we have a time for that? Is it in yet?
I don't believe so. Let's see. Officially, nope, not yet.
Well, we'll find out. Sounds like a good race either way.
Yeah, should be a
We have another
solid
full
PR.
heat without any scratches and no empty lanes.
All right, well, let's find out who they are. We got Brendan Hughes of St. John's, Donald Young of LaSalle, Caden Pina of LaSalle, Graydon Wright of Pentucket, Kieran Brown of St. John's, and Arthur Falone of LaSalle. Where's LaSalle? Is that near you guys?
LaSalle's in Rhode Island, yes.
No, I know, but like where in Rhode Island? Do you
It's
know?
in like, well, I should probably know more specifically, but it's somewhere near
Since you both live in Rhode Island.
Warwick-ish.
Okay. Yeah, I know Rhode Island even less than Massachusetts, which is saying something. All right, we got a good battle here. It's Brendan Hughes and Graydon Wright going right to the line. Looks like Graydon Wright in lane 4 took that, but I'm not entirely sure. Have to wait for the timers for that one.
Let's pull up the instant replay.
Let's not do that.
All right.
Yeah, Ryder Davies ran a 53.57 last heat. So I think that still should be the lead. Yes?
Well, I don't know. That was pretty close.
Yeah. We shall see.
For tall, boys 800.
All right. Heat 8. We got Casey Ash of LaSalle, Tristan McDaniels of St. John's, Andrew Beckwith of St. John's, Gabe McLeod of Pentucket, Nicholas Tequila of LaSalle, and Nicholas Ciotti of LaSalle.
The Nicholas of LaSalle are battling it out. Sounds like.
I know, 2 Nicholases in a row.
From LaSalle.
Mm.
It's always fun to race your teammates
Yeah, could have
when
a
it's
good,
allowed and not at practice when
yeah,
you're not
I know.
supposed to be doing it.
During workouts. When,
Yeah. Got to win the workout.
Yeah, of course.
It's more important than meet day.
Obviously, much more important to win every workout and not the race.
Oh, wow. Strong finish in lane 2. I think he, might be able to get there. Wow.
Wow. All right, that was Tequila on the outside, and then I think McDaniels on the inside. Not really sure who won. All right, the penultimate heat.
Second call.
Joshua Murray of Ludlow, Luke Leary of Marshfield, Chase Doherty of Marshfield, Ibrahim Gamrawi of LaSalle, Noah Revis of St. Raphael, and John Medlin of Marshfield. A lot of these guys entered in 52 point. So we're getting pretty quick here.
And we should have some tight races then.
It does look pretty close.
Well, got multiple people seated within a second. That would be.
Yeah, they're actually all seated within 0.2 of a second.
Yeah, so tight race indeed.
Yeah. Who's got that
But
Murray on the inside?
We do have a pretty a large lead here by lane 1.
Yeah, that's Joshua of Ludlow on the inside.
He's going to take this convincingly, and he's going to be under 52,
Woo!
I think.
Yeah, 51 high. It's going to
Yeah.
be a big PR. Probably a half-second PR at least.
And this should be our final heat now.
Yeah, Heat 10, we got Brad LaForest of LaSalle, Sean Venator of Manchester Central, Devin Tavares, St. Raphael, Doug Clement of St. John's, Iwa Idekpolo of Trinity, and Daniel Akandisu of St. Raphael. So actually got a mix here of we got Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire all in this heat. So pretty good all New England face-off here. Pretty interesting. Top seed is Devin Tavares in lane 3 of St. Raphael. He's coming in with a 50 flat seed time. So keep an eye on him in lane 3. Everybody in blocks in this heat. Gotta get some separation here. Looks like Tavares
lane
is
3.
Yeah, is taking the lead there in lane 3. Yeah, he's got a big lead coming off the turn. Ahead of Clement
Lane
of
4 is
St.
coming
John's.
in strong too as well.
Yeah, so that's Clement in lane 4.
Oh,
real close.
See? There we go. He's going to hang on. Oh.
That might have been sub 50.
That might have been.
That was close. Yeah, we'll have to check the results on that. That'd be
All right, and we're moving on to the first heat of the girls 800.
that'd be pretty sweet if those guys broke 50.
I think the winner may have.
Yeah, I believe that would be his first time under 50 seconds. So we will have to see. But yes, now we have the girls 800 on the line. We're gonna have three heats, yes, of the girls 800, about 12 roughly in each heat. With our final heat being the fastest. First heat, we're going to have Depina of LaSalle, Maluk of LaSalle, Foster of Triton, Govin of Ludlow, Kerouac of Ludlow, Dempsey of Essex, Bonafide of Triton, Brightman of LaSalle, Kitonia of Essex, Passanisi of Pentucket, Ong of Andover, Craig of Andover, and McIntyre of Pentucket. So 13 girls in this one. Top seed is Depina with a 252. But I would imagine
a one-turn stagger here, it looks like.
Yeah, I would imagine this is a lot of these girls' first time running the 800 this season. Still pretty early on in the year. So they're just getting instructions on the stagger from the
Official.
starter. The official, yes.
That's the official term. Sorry, I thought that was funny. And we're off. Eight what? Yes. Pretty spread out already for only 150 meters in.
Here we do have quite a range of seed times in this, so.
From the boys 400-meter run to the podium. Top 6 finishers from the boys 400-meter run to the podium.
We got a nice little tight pack up front, though. See what happens with that. 3 teammates and an extra. We are approaching the bell lap. Right around 82 seconds.
Yeah, so that's well ahead of their seed pace.
And we're seeing a bit of a separation at the front here.
Ooh, big move to reconnect to first. I like that.
Don't want to lose them.
Yeah, that was a great move there. Who's that in?
It's not out of grasp.
That's Foster of Triton. Made that big surge around that pack of 3 to go right up front. See if she's got anything left coming off the turn. I think this is going to be a pretty good time for all these girls.
Looks like that reconnection attempt might have cost her a little bit.
Yeah, I like it, though.
Bit
That's a
of a
great
fade.
move. And as you get stronger throughout the season, that, a move like that's going to stick.
See if you can hang on to second here. It's going to be tight. Oh, got another gear. 2:48, looks like.
Yeah, great times. All well ahead of their seed times. There was only 3 girls coming in that were under 3 minutes seeded, but looks like we got, I don't know, 7 or 8 that ended up running sub 3.
Strong kick there.
All right, as we finish up this heat, we're going to announce the start list for Heat 2. We're going to have Bonacera of Triton, Callanan of Andover, Riusi of Andover, Moyles of Newburyport, Walsh of Marblehead, Glynn of, oh no.
What's wrong?
Masconomet. One of those. Yeah.
Musconamit.
Musconomet.
I don't know if that's right.
Yep, Kane of Musconomet. Bedard of Andover, Burl of Triton, Boucher of Pentucket, Vargas of LaSalle, Romano of Triton. Apologies for the horrific pronunciation of either your school name or your last name, first name. I'm sure I've gotten everything wrong today. But, yeah. Pretty aggressive start, it seems like. But everybody's sticking with it. We got a good pack. White flag on the cut-in.
It's good to see, obviously. This could be a tight race here. Bunched up where everyone has contact, but not too much where you got tripping hazards and people out in lane 5. So
yeah, definitely a good group, but not too close together where you're gonna be worried about falling over. If you want to follow along with the results, they can be found at Athletic Live. This meet's being timed by Last Time Out, so thank you to them for providing the timing services today. And once again, you can find them at Athletic Live.
There's about a 78 there to open up.
Yeah,
and we
so
definitely have some serious separation here. We got about a group of 4, each separated by a few meters.
Yeah, so that's 2:36 pace. Everybody's coming in with pretty close seed times. Top seed is a 2:38.9 by Bonacera, and then we go to a 2:52 by the 12th seed. So only about 14 seconds in between everybody. Oh,
man.
No.
So our 400-meter boys winner ran 50.01.
Yeah,
and
they're
has
just
yet to break 50.
They're just announcing the podium for that on the infield, and yeah, he said, or the announcer said that it was a 50.01. But it's a new meet record, so that's pretty good. And
there's
still,
plenty of
still
time
a
left in
PR.
the season to
Yeah, if you're running 50.0 this early, I think you should be all right.
234. So we're seeing a negative split
Wow.
out here in the 800.
That's incredible.
For any viewers that are unfamiliar with the 800, typically the best strategy is actually to positive split meaning your second lap is slightly slower.
Yeah. It's also just really hard not to positive split.
Yeah, that is true. Certainly.
Oh, Tyler says no. He's an expert 800 runner.
Yep. Tyler's 800 PR is not below the current marathon time in hours. Just
True.
want to point that out.
No,
Is
I'm
that
not a
true?
good 800 runner, but my PR was I went out in 61 and then closed in 60.
What? I think my PR, I went out in like 57 and closed in 62.
Oh, you broke 2?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think if I'd done that, I probably could have broken 2 as
Yeah.
well. But I ran the
That's the way to
not
do
smart way. All right, goodbye.
We are not going to talk about my PR.
it. Since it's like the same as your mile pace.
Almost.
All right, heat 3 of 3. We got Laylee Joyce of Neshoba, Savannah Stevens of Masconomet, Lane Stevens of LaSalle, Olivia Wahlberg of LaSalle, Susan Wisniewski of Pentucket, Rose Kiley of Andover, Madison Studley of LaSalle, Sarah Monroe of Marblehead, Lily Pills of Newburyport, Elizabeth Yates of Andover, Ainsley Way, LaSalle, and Julia Busson of Essex. Top seed will be Joyce with a 235. 223.5.
I was going to say that's
I
slower
moved
than
the
our last T.
I
winner.
moved the decimal point.
And then deleted 2 digits.
Yeah,
But it's
no,
okay.
I did
because we got it fixed. Looks like we got 2 LaSalle teammates here that are going to lead the charge through the
so that
first
should
lap.
be Stevens and Wahlberg.
Let's,
I believe.
Let's see what we come through here. Looking like about a 68 high.
Yeah, cooking.
So this could be, that is a perfect setup to run just under 220 if you're coming through in 68.
Yeah.
68 high to be exactly. So.
Yeah, I mean, even if they run, 68, 72, or 73, that's still 220, 221. So.
And they look strong. Looks like we're going to see a lead change here.
Yeah.
And then third place is coming up pretty quick here, too.
That would be PRs for both of them. That's
our athlete in third is
Susan
rapidly
Wisniewski of Pentucket.
Rapidly catching.
Yeah, I'm rapidly not
could,
in third anymore.
Could be an indication of a slowed pace from our original leaders or just a really powerful second lap here.
Yeah, I mean, I would be surprised if she's speeding up after a 68, but she looks great coming off this turn. She's got good arm swing. Her stride still looks great.
Let's see if we can crack 220.
Yeah, she's cruising.
We could crack 220. It's going to be close.
Wow. Let's see. It looks like Wisniewski has a PR of 221, so going to be pretty close to that. Looks like it's going to be a PR.
There we go.
And her first time under 220. That's awesome.
Sweet. Excellent execution on that as well. Couldn't
that was a
couldn't
great
play that
race.
out much better.
Yeah, that was, what, like a second and a half, 2 second
That was about
positive
a
split. Pretty perfect.
I think it was about a second.
Yeah, that's as good as you're going to get.
69 mid-ish to 70 flat probably about.
Perfect.
Not bad at all.
And like a 2 second PR as well.
Which
like
in
we
the
had
800 is a pretty large PR.
That's a lot, yeah. It looks like we had a few PRs. Everyone ran really well in that heat. So, and once again, I mean, this is the weather you want to run an 800 in. It's pretty perfect right now.
This box I'm standing on is I think it's the table leg. It's not very stable.
Yeah, it is halfway on a
Keeps
table.
like shaking on me. So if the camera is shaking, my apologies.
All right, we're
Doing
going to
my
have
best.
3 heats of the boys 800. Heat 1, we're going to have Ferris of Triton, Reminyanti of Triton, Laux of Andover, Salamone of Andover, Power of St. John's, Pitts of Marshfield, Bedard of Pentucket, Rogers of Triton, Clark of Triton, Ferrara Brown of Essex, Scheimer of Triton, Shrembry of Triton, and Grimes of Andover. Top seed in this is Ferris with a 215.
And the clock is not running right now.
Devastation. That's not helpful for us.
Tried to get a quick glimpse at the 200-meter split there, but was not able to do that. Oh, it's on. There we go. So we'll get a 400-meter split.
Yeah. Also, folks, despite this being a mid-distance classic, we do have a few field events going on today. We have boys long jump being won by Henry Barone of St. John's with a 19 flat. Boys triple also won by Henry Barone with a 37.6. And then girls shot put won by Winter Smith of Pentucket with a 27-foot 1/4 inch put.
So we came through it right around 67.5, which is certainly doable to run a 2:15, but a little slower than you might want.
Yeah, like we said, it's
We're seeing a lead change here as well.
tough to run those even or negative splits. So
Looks like a really strong kick gearing up here. It's going to be about a...
it's like one of the Andover boys.
Yeah, wow. I think this is a pretty substantial negative split here.
Wow,
Not bad at all.
that's pretty impressive. 213 there.
Also, lost my train of thought.
Okay. Either way, that should be a pretty good PR for him. And yeah, like we said, impressive that he ended up running a negative split on that.
With a really strong last 100 there.
Yeah, so I mean, you'd think, maybe he has the strength to go out and,
I could
65.
I could see a sub 210 there for sure.
Yeah. So, if you go out maybe in 64, 65, and see how that plays out. I'm sure his coaches will discuss that with him, but
Maybe not a... Well, we'll see. So he has a 67.5 and then maybe a 64-ish.
yeah.
So
yeah,
if
you could go out.
You could risk it and reverse it and
Yeah.
hopefully come back in faster than the 67.
Right. Go out, 64 and then come back in 65, 66. Take a couple seconds off there.
Once again, I apologize for the crooked camera.
Yeah, it's
We
just
have
at the start line
A
is
bit of an interesting situation here.
All right, Heat 2, we got Hunter Opal of St. John's, Christian Johannesson of Brumfield, Harrison Binnick of Brumfield, Joseph Fernandez of LaSalle, Gerard Stock of Catholic Memorial, Theo Fitzpatrick of Catholic Memorial, Arjun Cooper of St. John's, Josh Gaffin of St. John's, Nicholas Paquin of LaSalle, Max Coppola of Pentucket, Jose Estrella of Catholic Memorial, and Michael Fernandez of LaSalle. So Opal comes in with the fastest seed of 2:07, but we got quite a few 2:08, 2:09 guys in this, so could really be anybody's race.
That was a 28 high.
Little quick.
That's a quick opener for
Yeah.
Heat 2 here. That might have been just about a 29 flat, but either way, that would put you on pace for maybe a 58.5 opener if you're gonna do that. But I have a feeling we're gonna come through a little slower than that. And we're looking at right over a 60.
Yeah.
So this could be a 2-0 low.
Yeah, if they hold on here, it's going to be a decent PR. Like I said, top seed 2:07, so going out in 60, if you can hold on, would roughly equate to like a 2:02, 2:03.
Getting a phone call.
But
Interesting.
we'll see how strong this second lap is for these boys.
That was a 31 there.
So
so
holding
he's
on
hanging
pretty
on.
well, yeah.
Could see like a 202, 203 here if he can hang on just a little bit longer.
See if the piano falls.
I'm seeing third place here is coming up pretty good with a strong finish.
Yeah, one of the St. John's boys. I believe that's Opal in third there with a good finish.
Not enough real estate to catch the leader here, but
Yeah, he's going to hold on through the line.
that's a big PR, huh? 203
Woo!
flat, probably.
That's awesome. All those boys run, 204, 205. Yeah.
Really collapsed at the line there, took it out of him. But
Great race.
good race can do that.
Yeah, the 800 can do that.
What? Oh my goodness. Hold on. He doesn't know where we are. Sorry about that. My roommate called and asked if I would like to go to the dining hall. I would, but
The answer is no.
I'm going to be a little late.
Currently about 5 minutes away from New Hampshire. So.
I got Sheedy on the phone with
We are
him.
not 5
He's also
minutes
my
away
roommate.
from New Hampshire.
You want to hear Lars? Where's this being streamed?
What was that?
Bay State running.
You go to Bay State Running, you can find the live stream. Listen to Lars talk.
All right, Heat 3, we got Logan Walsh of Ludlow, Daniel Padley of St. John's, Eamon O'Brien of LaSalle, Declan Smith of Peabody, Kyle Haskell of Andover, August Rudolph of Andover, Eli Lipson of Ludlow, Joseph McFarland of St. Raphael, Gavin Carey of Catholic Memorial, Evan Young of Marshfield, Jeffrey Madruga of Essex, and Zach Hanula of Pentucket. Top seed Walsh with a 154, so pretty speedy. I think he's probably going to drag the rest of this field out.
That looked like just about a 30-ish, maybe just under.
Yeah, leading
At
right
200.
now is Eamon O'Brien of LaSalle. See what they go through in.
I could see a negative split coming here.
Yeah, 59.
59 there.
A little bit slow for some of these guys. We got a few.
That's setting you up for about a 2 flat there. So
Yeah, and we got 4 guys at 157 or lower. So
there we go. Here we go.
I think they might
There's
drag
the
some
kick
guys out.
gearing up
the
from
last lap.
what is that? St. John's there on the white.
Yeah, if you're some of these, 2 flat, 202 guys, you really want to just.
So that was 127 there. So that was a 29 from our top 2 athletes there.
Yeah, so they might negative split this. I
So
think
we can
no one
see-
really wanted to take it through the 800.
Or actually, no, that was a 28. Because they were through in 59 flat.
So this is going to be O'Brien winning this heat.
In 154. Wow.
154. That's
That's
looks
a
like a 2-second or 3-second PR
That's
for
a-
him and a huge negative
a
split.
4-second negative split. That was a 59-55.
That is absolutely insane to run a 154 with a 59 opening lap.
wow.
That's one of the craziest things I've seen.
Yeah. That was something.
Well, I guess we have to stop saying that positive split's the way to go, Lars.
Well, I mean, did he PR? I mean, I guess it did.
Yeah,
he
he
did.
did.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe not.
That's crazy. So yeah, what was it? It was 59 and
flat,
then
55 flat, about.
Yeah, 54 high, 55 flat.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow.
I
All
have-
right, we got the girls 800 on the screen right now, the podium.
If you're doing that, you should be able to go out in 56 and double back in a 50. Oh, well, I guess if you came back in 58, that's still 154.
Yeah. You go 55, 57.
Yeah. 152.
152, yeah.
That seems about right. Almost just drew the camera
Or-
out the window.
55, 58 is even still 153. That's crazy, though. Can you imagine you run the first lap of an 800 and then run a 54 afterwards?
No, I cannot.
I don't know. To be honest, I don't think I've ever broken 60 on the second lap of an of an 800.
I have never even run a 54 400
Yeah.
as a Division 1 track athlete. I have not done that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess former Division 1
More of
track
a
athlete.
10K guy.
Yeah.
All right, in the girls' mile, we're going to have 4 heats. First heat, we're going to have Alberta of Masconomet, Muller of Triton, Tootle of Triton, Newman of Pentucket, Waters of Essex, Anselmo of Ludlow, McIntyre of Pentucket, Shinners of Pentucket, Hossman of Pentucket, Young of Andover, Grimes of Pentucket, Bruno of Pentucket, and Healy of Pentucket. Top seed in this is a 6:13. I don't know where these seed times are coming from because top seed is a 6:13, but it says her season PR is 6:08, and then her lifetime PR is 5:41, which, you know, I guess that's kind of irrelevant. But if your season PR is already 6:08, that means you probably ran it like last week, I would assume.
So,
right?
Davia, what I would say about that is that this seed time was made before the last performance.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, never mind. Problem solved. Glad we cleared that up.
Glad I can help solve some mysteries around here. Bring out the Volkswagen van with the funny paint job, if you know what I'm talking about.
All right, what's this 400, Lars?
60. Wait, no. 85 high.
Yeah, that's
Which puts us right on pace for a, let's see here. So let's
540.
say, no, 544.
Okay, yeah.
But opening lap is usually a little quick,
Yep.
and then closing lap a little quick. So
Yep.
let's
Third
say
lap,
we're gonna
not so
that's
quick.
about 548, 546 range, if you run it how a typical mile is run. But not everyone does that. So what works for some people doesn't work for everyone.
Yeah, I think also in high school, you typically see
Positive split.
some larger positive splits just because
Here we are with a lead change.
the pacing is a little bit difficult, and people are inexperienced.
Sounded like I just heard someone from the field events whose last name was Money,
That's pretty sick.
which is pretty cool. That's actually my unofficial middle name, but
And we had a kid on our team that was named Cash. That was pretty cool.
that did happen.
He was hilarious.
And Blade. Don't forget Blade.
Yeah, that's true. All right, got a good battle for first and second here. They've kind of separated from the rest of the pack.
So I could be wrong, but that looked like a double lead change.
Yeah, no, I believe it was.
And we went through in 258. So that's
A
a
little bit of positive split.
yeah, that's about a 92 there. So we're still even that 92 is still below their seat time for pacing. So if they can keep applying pressure here and keep it
Yeah,
rolling,
third lap.
then
This
we're
is
looking
where
at a
you
new
really gotta-
season PR at least.
Gotta buckle down, third lap. That's where everybody drops off.
Hardest lap of the race for sure.
Yeah. It's like, you don't want to push too hard because you feel terrible, and you still have another entire lap to go.
Not a half lap to go.
But,
you
still gotta go.
At 1,000 meters and 3:43.
yeah, plus the effort that you've been holding for the first 2 laps now equates to like 10 seconds slower on 400. So the effort's got to come way up, and you're probably still going to run slower than you did on your first 2 laps. So not a great feeling.
Yep.
So it makes the mile such a difficult event.
Yep. And just running in general.
Yeah, running's pretty hard.
Yep.
Hard sport.
Bit of a separation here.
This girl has the same arm swing as me.
Which one? Second place?
No, the leader.
Oh. That was just under 4:30. So if we can get a 90 in here, then we are
Yeah.
golden for a sub 6.
Yeah, we could get a good kick to break 90. That would be pretty good. Either way, should have some PRs in this heat. As, yeah, most of our girls are seated at 6:30 or higher. So,
Which would be about a 97 pace.
yeah, so either way, our leader, Ella, should have a season PR by the looks of it. Or a season best.
If she can bring it home in a 44, that will do it.
What, for sub 6?
Yep.
Pretty good.
Let's see if she can do it. She is fighting.
But she will see the finish line coming around the corner here.
We need a, oh, she already crossed the line. Never mind. Form looks good still. Slight pace injection here, and we're going to be under 6, I'm almost certain. Yes, definitely. 5:56 high. There we go. We got our second place finisher here. Spikeless, I may point out, which has now been banned in the NCAA. Fun fact of the day.
True.
And here comes 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Gonna have
Good
a kick,
battle.
kick for 5th here. Overtaken. Oh, not enough room for to get one more there, but also 2 more under 6:30 there. So
Pretty good.
looks like a successful day for a lot of our girls here today
Yeah.
so far.
Jeff in the chat says he'd like some locals who can pronounce school names. I would like that too, Jeff. So if you know anybody, or maybe you yourself would like to commentate for Bay State Running, please let us know. Because we don't have a lot of staff, and we're kind of just driving all around New England, covering as many meets as we can. So
We do our best.
yeah, we're trying.
Can I have the top?
But yeah, if anybody in the area is passionate about track and field and would like to commentate, come on out, because we need people that are knowledgeable about local track and field. Maybe provide some insight. Because yeah, I mean, unfortunately, if we did not have us here, we're not from Massachusetts, but if we weren't here, then unfortunately we couldn't live stream at all. So
That is 100% right, Davio. I'm sorry.
yeah. So Lars, I'm actually gonna have you pronounce
All right, I'll do
names
that.
for the rest of the meet here.
I'm happy to. I'm noticing now that this is actually a mile. This is not a
It is a
1600.
mile. Yes, it is a mile that we're running today, not a 1600. So yeah, Heat 2 starting off, we have
Careful.
Garish of Bishop Fian, Wool of Brumfield, Brown of Ludlow, Quiterio of Ludlow, Buckley of Bishop Fian, Aikens of Bishop Fian, Asa of Marblehead, Kikis of Brumfield, Alberta.
All right.
Oh, I just reloaded the page by accident. Okay, McNeil of Bishop Fian, Vermette of Ludlow, and Vignon Villani of Andover. That's a cool name.
Bishop Fiend. I don't think that's.
Fian.
All right.
That's
Travis
where Travis Scott went to high school.
It's lit.
All right, in the lead here, we have our number 1 seed. That's Autumn Garish, coming in with a 5:55 seed time.
It's a pretty cool name.
Can Daniel Passy please make his way to the podium?
Still got quite a few girls in this, though. We got 5 in this front pack. Going
82.
through.
Just under, maybe.
Yeah, good pace.
That's definitely quick there.
It's like
That's
5:30.
5:28.
Yeah,
5:30. Yeah, sure.
pretty good.
What's our top seed again? Refresh
5:55.
5:55. So way ahead of pace, and we have a lot of girls up there. So
Yeah, they're all hanging on
it
pretty
is
well.
great weather. We've seen lots of PRs. Hopefully that just keeps going. As we see our boys 800-meter podium finishers getting ready for their awards. Always a fun feeling.
Yeah,
Not
some
that I would know
PRs
much
on
about that.
On that
but
podium. No, you weren't in the podium for the 800.
no. With my mysterious time that nobody shall know.
Yeah, we still got quite a pack here.
In the boys 800, in 6th place from Ludlow with a time of 1:59.07, Eli Lipton. In 5th place from Keating with a time of 1:58.
Yeah, it looks like that second pack's actually catching up a little bit.
The peloton.
Yeah, they're still on it. Must be that wind.
Definitely
in that arrow formation.
a
There.
drop in pace here as we go through in 2:52.
Yeah, so quite a bit
now,
slower.
Now we're looking at 5:44 pace.
Yeah, I like the numbers on the back of the uniforms. That's very helpful. It would be more helpful if I knew
Who each
which number was which, but yeah.
Yeah, so we got a good group of 4 here. And then an athlete just kind of trailing in 5th, who is in no man's land, or shall I say no girl's land.
Yeah.
Dangerous spot to be. Hopefully she can connect up
Outside
a
the
bit.
trenches.
And we're going through in a K in 3:35, so we're about 8 seconds faster than our previous heat. And they ran 5:54, so let's see if we can keep that rolling.
Yeah, so that would be a PR for most, if not all, of this front pack. Actually, Criterio of Ludlow is a PR of 5:39. So
I don't know if that will happen, but we'll find out shortly.
that would have to be quite a negative split.
Yeah.
I think for that to happen. But
So
we
our
shall
leader's
see.
coming through in 4:19 or 4:18 high there. So definitely a sub 6 guaranteed there. If we get an 80 in here, then that will get us right under 540.
Yeah, I think that might be asking a bit much, but we shall see.
I'm predicting about a 544. I've been pretty spot on with those predictions, but now that I say that, probably not going to
Yeah,
be.
you ruined it now.
Yeah. So 5 flat there.
She's got quite a bit of separation now.
I think she's going to be under my prediction.
Pretty good
Definitely.
close
Certainly.
if she is.
Totally. Could be about a 541 here.
Wow.
Oh, she's going to be under. Oh. Wow. Just snuck under, it looks like.
Great time.
Proved
That's
us commentators wrong, I guess.
That's a big PR. All these girls actually running pretty good PRs. Tell you, it's a good day for it. We've seen quite a few PRs. All right, Heat 3, we're going to have Allie Oram of Bishop Fien, Jillian Olsen of Bishop Fien, Adelaide Sweatman of Bishop Fenwick, Darabile Nagley of Neshoba, Gemma Kent of LaSalle, Mia Jaworski of Triton, Eva Tynan of Bishop Fien, Noelle Salwiers of Bishop Fien, Madison Gabo-Schmidt of Masconomet, Abigail Porto of Newburyport, Morgan Body of Newburyport, and Riley Body of Newburyport. So top seed is Allie Oram. She's seeded at 5:30, but her PR is 5:17. So we'll see.
Is that a season or personal best?
Overall.
So not this season.
I don't believe so.
So this could be her first race then.
Correct.
Season opener.
Could be. Could also not be.
Little, yeah. I guess that is true.
Yep. Looks like she has run the 800, the 4x4, and the 4x8 so far this year.
So it is her first.
Yes, I believe so. Unless she ran a meet that was not on.
So we
athletics.
could be seeing a potential conservative seed time here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or we could be
She ran a 2:29 last week, April 15th, week and a half ago.
Yeah, so that definitely could convert over to a
Yeah, well, 5:15, 5:20.
yeah.
Probably somewhere in there, right?
Well, I was going to do some math using my own PR, but I don't think that would be an accurate demonstration.
Well, yeah, because your
No,
800.
no.
Your 800 PR is the same as your mile.
Not quite. It's
Almost.
a little faster.
A little faster.
And my mile PR is slower than I've done in a workout, so on a bike path.
Oh, man.
Yep.
That's pretty funny. I mean, my 10K PR is from a half marathon, so.
Yep. So is Sheedy's, actually.
No, it is not.
Oh, yes, totally true. I lied. I'm sorry. Sheedy's PR is from cross country.
Yeah, I gotta run a good 10. I've never really run like a good 10K that I was like trying to rip. So
I haven't either. I have run a great 10K, but it was not an all-out effort.
Do you wanna pace me next week? Two weeks?
I'm actually supposed to pace my teammate.
Yeah, but you can't pace
But
them though.
I probably can't do that,
Right, so
because
you should
I've only
pace
been
me
running for
instead.
2 weeks after a 5-month injury,
So pace me.
and I'm supposed to go through 5K in 15:10.
Yeah, but
which-
if you pace me, you can go through 5K in like 17 flat. It'll be great.
which I still might not be. If I can come back after 5 months off, train for 4 weeks, and bring them through in 15:10, I might just
Yeah, that would be
Might
kind
just
of,
be the
kind
goat.
of impressive.
don't think that's gonna happen.
Well,
But,
you can pace me.
I guess I can pace Davio. as a
You can
backup
pace me at
plan.
the first meet through 2 mile if you want, or just the whole thing if you want. As like a nice little test run workout.
Is it slow to fast heats for Battle Road, or
I believe so. Yeah.
so I could pace you, see how it feels, and then if I feel good, I could double
What?
back.
Run another one? Run a 17 flat and then a 15:10.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Things are stringing out here a little bit.
Looks like they're moving good though.
Yeah.
I
No,
have
they're
to
still
say I got
cruising
a little
along.
distracted, didn't see the split though, but we'll find out their halfway mark.
Yeah, we
in
got
a
the
moment.
2 Bishop Fien girls, Oram and Olsen, running 1-2 here.
Olsen.
Yep.
There is former athlete at
Greg
Plymouth State that I believe
Olsen.
was from Mass as well, with the last name Olsen. Could be related, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, so 4:04 through 12. Yeah, so it's gonna be pretty quick.
Maybe we can get a, what is that? 80s so far? Just over?
Yeah, so they could run 5:20 low. they run an 80 here. At least they got people to race.
Teammates
to
even,
race,
which is
yeah.
even better.
True.
Funny how that works.
I know. There's no one ever more competitive than teammates. Like, if some random kid beats me, fine, whatever.
I don't even know.
If my teammate
what
beats
does it
me,
matter? It's terrible. Terrible logic.
yeah, I know. But, hey, that's how it goes. All right, this is Olsen leading around the corner. She's going to extend this lead, looks like, over Orem.
Great last 200 here. And especially last 100. Gonna crack the 520 barrier.
Nice.
Wow.
So that's Jillian running a 5:19. Her PR is 5:27, so I'm pretty sure that's a
And then
pretty
520,
big PR.
521 for second, 528 for third and fourth.
Yeah, those
So-
are all huge PRs.
Great day for middle distance running.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everybody in this race actually running.
And we have one more
Like
girls
10
mile
seconds
heat,
fast.
I believe, right?
We do. We have one more.
Any sub 5 seats?
We got a 5:07
All right.
by Alyssa Parento of LaSalle. We got Mackenzie Lickert of St. Raphael. Carolina Turlato of LaSalle, or Carolina, sorry. Evelyn Wool of Brumfield. Claire Demersiman of Andover. Sophie Shaw of Bishop Fian. Maeve Casey of LaSalle. Jaden Donnelly of LaSalle. Sabrina Gamrawi of LaSalle. Mariana Kay of Bishop Fenwick. Ava Burl of Triton. And Grace McGahan of Bishop Fian. So, yeah, top seed
So is Bishop Fenwick and Bishop Fian two different?
Yes, those are two different schools.
Okay. Oh, the lights are off behind us.
Top seed 5:07 by Parento.
But with how things have been going today, we could see a sub 5.
Yeah, we also
not
have
to put any pressure on, of course. But
Demersiman with a lifetime PR of a 5:03.
yeah, so
She's seated at 5:20, so
could be just another first race of the season kind of deal.
right.
Like we
so
just saw.
we'll have to see how she's feeling, but definitely, obviously, has the capability to run at the front of this race. And pretty strung out through 300. That's Claire Demersiman of Andover, so who we were talking about. She's seated at 5:20, but she has run 5:03, so looks like today she might be more aiming for that 5:03 time than the 5:20.
Rocking the shades.
Yeah, it goes through at 75, so that's right on PR pace for her. And she's going to drag through the rest of this pack pretty
And
quick.
that is 75 through 409. So
Right. Yeah, so really like a
if she's
74.
planning on trying to do some even splits here. She's setting herself up pretty nice. And we got
Yeah, that's 5 flat or just under pace.
we've got 4 athletes up here in contention.
Yeah, we'll see how everyone's able to hold on because they got pulled through that 400 all in, sub 80, which is well faster than most people's PR in this.
We are a tad off 5-minute pace now after that last 200.
Still 4 girls in it. It's pretty good for going out that fast.
And reconnected to the group is our leader. I'm expecting a lead change here any minute now.
Yeah, we'll see if she tries to
Or maybe
surge a little
They
bit.
might just tuck in and sit. Doesn't hurt to have someone do some work for you,
I know she looks pretty tall too. You can hide behind her.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was 80.
Intriguing.
We're looking at a 5:10 now.
Yeah,
Estimation.
so this pack of girls that caught up to Demersiman might want to go around here in the back stretch. or at least push.
Well, it was a 80 for our leader, but for them it was probably about a 70, 78,
yes.
79 maybe. See the first of the boys' heats doing some strides, getting warm. If they really needed to get warm, they could sit in my car because my AC is not working. Still no lead change. Oh wait, yes, totally. Yes, lead change. Dropped into 4th. And it looks like a Raphael leader here. LaSalle in 2nd. Also spikeless. Coming up on the bell lap here. Just going to be under 4. Looking at a 3:56, 55 high. If they can throw down a 76, 77 here, that would be ideal. We're looking at a bit of a second wind here for our early leader. Just moved up a spot, and she's got the leaders in the sight. But we still have our leader from St. Raphael, followed by LaSalle.
Hey, you can see the turnover of 4th place, or
3rd place.
yeah, for seed.
And she has really got a second wind here. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, that's Evelyn Wool.
Went out hard, had a little soft spot, and now is coming back. Real strong. Contention to win. It's neck and neck.
Yeah, so that's Alyssa Parento on the inside, I believe.
Oh, I am so sorry. That is not our early leader. Same spikes, same color, but not that. That is not that.
Yeah, no, that's Evelyn Wool.
I apologize for the
from
mistake
Brumfield.
there.
And then, come on, Lars.
I'm sorry. I'm a little hungry. I'm getting distracted, but won't happen again.
Oh, that was an exciting race. A lot of back and forth there, lead changes. All right, last event of the day is about to be on the track. The boys' mile. We have 4 heats of the boys' mile. First heat, we're going to have Hoffenberg of Andover, Viana of Catholic Memorial, Kay of Bishop Fenwick, DeMeo of Catholic Memorial, Fogg of Bishop Vian, Draper of Andover, St. Cyr of Ludlow, Cullinane of St. John's, Kennedy of Marshfield, Mateus of Ludlow, Murray of Pentucket, Power of St. John's, Proplata of St. John's, Terrio of Andover, Al Qudsey of Andover, and McFadden of Pentucket. Looks like we're going out pretty quick here.
Quite spread out already, which does imply a very quick opening.
I believe that's Fogg of Bishop Fian out in front.
We'll
So
get
he's
out.
definitely going to pull everybody along.
I'll see if I can grab a 200-meter split here in a second here. 35-ish. So we're looking at a 440 pace. to
Yeah,
open.
fastest heat in this heat is a 5:10.
If I could have the top 6 finishers from the girls' mile to the podium. The top 6 finishers from the girls' mile to the podium.
72 to open. So that was about a 37. So we are slowing down a little bit here, as expected.
We got a surge
Potential
here.
lead change here.
Yeah, from one of the Catholic Memorial boys. That's DeMeo.
Bit of head movement there, looking down at the ground. Not always a good sign, but sometimes it's fine.
He's pushing. His teammate Viana goes up into second.
And we were under 152 at 600, which is 5 flat pace. Hopefully we can keep it around there. We're looking at a 76, 77-ish for our leader there.
Yeah, this is still
then
right
about
under 5 flat.
76, 77 for our leader, maybe about 80 for our original leader.
Tell you, I like the stride of this kid in third here, who's about to be in second.
I would agree with that statement. Looking smooth.
Yeah, he looks good. Yeah, so we still got DeMeo out in front. And then that's Hoffenberg on the outside. And I believe Chris K on the inside there in the white.
346. We need a 74 or 73 would really be ideal here. Can they do it, Davio?
I don't know. I think the fact that there's 3 of them all fighting for it will help.
Definitely.
Give them a little bit of a boost. I'm impressed here with DeMeo, who took the lead at 600 and has been pushing all the way since then.
And he's been very Mance-like in visible struggle, but he's hammering through anyways.
Yeah, no, he's definitely still fighting. He's holding
We're at
off.
4:30 on the clock. They
Yeah,
got
he's still holding off Hoffenberg.
60 to go. They could totally get under 5 here if they can close well. It's going to happen, I think.
Wow, great finish from DeMeo.
Awesome race there.
Yeah, that was impressive. Wow, he's still got a big kick, too.
457.
457.
458 high. 2 under 5 there for our first
Yeah, so
heat
that
of
should be a 1 or 2 second PR, I believe, for DeMeo. But yeah, that was an impressive race. He took that pretty early. The pace wasn't what he wanted on that second lap, and so he said, "I'm in charge now," and didn't look back.
And it worked out.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried that he might have pushed a little bit too early with that surge in the second lap, just because I don't know, just his body language seemed like he was hurting pretty early, but
Some people are just like that.
yeah,
Just like our
he ran through it, no
second
problem.
fastest American marathoner in history.
Yeah,
Recently.
no, I saw him at mile 25, and he was still with the 2 Adidas guys, and you could tell like they were all running together in a pack, and I was like, yeah, he's coming in 4th. Did not look good at that point, but hey, only a mile to go, so no biggie.
I believe he split a 5:11
Last mile.
last mile,
Yeah.
26th mile.
Yeah.
And it was the only one over 5, I think.
Wow,
So
that's crazy. Yeah, that last mile hurts.
if you ever think you're somewhat decent at running, go watch a professional marathon.
Yeah. I'll tell you that that last mile at Boston. I mean, I don't really remember most of it, but the crowd definitely gets you through that. The really, really hard, but literally the hardest part I found of the Boston Marathon, not Heartbreak Hill or really any of those hills out there, was right before mile 25. Before you get into Kenmore Square, where the crowd's like super, super loud, and it's like, oh, 1 mile to go, and you kind of get like a little adrenaline boost, and you cruise on to the finish line. Right before that, you go over an overpass over the highway, and it's like a tiny, tiny little bump. You run for like 100 meters up this little hill. There's water at the top, not a big deal. You get to run right down into Kenmore Square. That hill is the worst hill on the entire course.
Is it very steep or
No.
what? Why is it so
It's
bad?
just the worst spot for it.
Oh.
Because you've been running downhill for like 3-4 miles from BC, and like you're like, oh, almost to Kenmore Square, I'm almost done, and you have this one little tiny bump that you have to run up, but it's before like all the big crowd in Kenmore Square and everything, and when like mentally you only have a mile left, and it's just like it's horrible.
Only 1 mile, huh?
1 mile. All right, heat 2 of the 1 mile. We have Cops of Bishop Stang, Tatro of Ludlow, Toronto of St. John's, Barry of St. John's, Pike of Marblehead, Potok of Marblehead, O'Connor of Pentucket, Kaliba of Catholic Memorial, Bernier of Bishop Fian, Santagata of St. Raphael, Rivera of St. Raphael, Gomes of Bishop Fian, Dean of Triton, Paul of Andover, Slatton of Ludlow, Weeb of Bromfield, and Erickson of Triton. Top seed in this is a 451, which is Cops's season best, but his lifetime PR is a 429. So
We did just see a 65 opening 409, so
yeah,
they are moving.
That's
It
more.
does visibly look like they have slowed down.
More closer to PR pace with that 429 than a 450. But we'll see. That's gonna put some pressure on the rest of
Through
this
6 and 141,
race. Actually,
so they're still moving.
we only have one guy seated faster than 428 in the whole race. So, like in heat 4.
Wow.
So if these guys put down a time,
From heat 2.
heat 4 better watch out.
Yeah. I guess so. And they look smooth. I mean,
Yeah, that's still Cops leading.
they have slowed down, but like they look pretty good. That was a 71. So if you can do 2 more 70s,
Right.
or 71s or whatever, then I mean that's still pretty close.
Yeah. Step forward.
430
Yeah.
range, 435. Anticipating a lead change here. He's indecisive, it seems.
Hey, we got that's Tatro of Ludlow going with him. He's got a PR of 452.
Set himself up nice for a new PR.
Yeah, this is going to be quite a big drop if he can hang on. He still looks great. You can see he's not falling off at all. He's right on the heels of Cops.
Bit of a bold move to have some fellas playing soccer in the middle here. But don't want to get a stray ball out here.
Yeah, they're in the center. They're in midfield. It's fine. I had to deflect a football during a workout the other day. I was pacing our girls team, and a football came flying over, and I punched it.
So now we're at 328. So we're looking at like a 440 pace, but hopefully I can close.
Yeah, now Cops all of a sudden heard that bell and took off. And looks like Tatro is not going to have an answer.
Well,
But we'll see if he can hold on enough on this last lap. He's still going to have a good PR. I think that first 65 might have hurt a wee bit.
if he can close in a about a 30 or 28, he'd get under 430. Let's see here.
That would be impressive.
He's definitely moving though,
Yeah.
and he put a lot on second place there.
I'll
in
give
this,
him a 34, 33.
Yeah, seems good. 4:35.
Pretty good.
Second place is going to PR here by almost 10 seconds. Not
Yeah,
bad at
that's
all.
a solid PR for
Oh,
him.
big kick here. Look at this. Wow.
So I believe that's one of the Marblehead boys taking third or fourth. Third.
A rare moment when Davio knows the town from Mass.
Hey, give me a break.
All right. 2 for 4 done. Halfway there.
I've been in Marblehead a lot.
I could go for a marbled cake.
Lars, who's from Marblehead? Oh. That's not who I was thinking of.
I am not sure.
Shalane Flanagan is from Marblehead.
Really?
Yes.
I'm ashamed to admit I had no idea she was from New England.
Terrible. Yeah, she's hometown favorite. Come on.
Couldn't tell you.
But
But at least we know who AJ Ernst is.
true.
Do you know who that is?
No.
Sheedy knows exactly what I'm talking
No,
about.
I do, because
He was writing something about it.
all right, Heat 3, we got McDonough of LaSalle, Hayhurst of St. John's, Hawes of St. John's, Carchady of Bishop Fionn, Dyan of Bishop Fionn, Barry of St. John's, Callahan of St. John's, Gallaudet of Andover, Shaw of Andover, McBee of Triton, O'Brien of LaSalle, Falk of Andover, Kaleba of Catholic, Adams of Marblehead, Jos Rice of LaSalle, and Lewis of LaSalle. I assume that O'Brien is the sibling of other O'Brien. Eamon O'Brien.
It's always a chance.
Well, they both go to LaSalle, and they're both named O'Brien, and both have very Irish first names as well. So.
Maybe.
I think I have a cousin. I have a cousin named Eamon.
You think you have a cousin? Oh.
No, I have a cousin
Okay, that
named
makes
Eamon.
sense.
Yeah.
But you're not sure?
A cool name.
Eamon?
Yeah.
Like E-A-M-O-N?
Yeah. Yeah. Like the guy from Game of Thrones.
I have not seen that.
I think his was spelled differently. But. Also, he wasn't Irish.
It's a nice race here. Looking at like a 2:15, 2:16 opener, or 2:17. Just keep on counting. 2:17 opener. That is under our current leader.
True.
4:35, about. So, and they're looking smooth. Do we have an official time on that last heat for the first?
Let me take a look. Cops ran a 4:35.35.
Easy to remember that one.
Yep.
So we'll see if these guys can bring that mark down a bit before we head into our final heat.
Yeah, they look pretty good with 500 to go.
Especially our leader here. Wow, look at it. That's a strong stride right there.
Yeah. That's
I'm predicting a gear
Zoss.
change right at the lap. Yeah, more or less,
Andover.
yeah. Yep,
Oh,
see, there it
boy.
is. I saw that coming. There's
I'm
cadence
looking at
increase.
the wrong heat.
Oh. What?
I was looking at the wrong heat. And
Oh.
So I looked at his hip number and I checked the other heat. but it wasn't.
So who is this then?
Zoom in for me. It's going to be Gallaudet of Andover.
If he can close in about a 17, he would break 420.
Wow, that would be impressive.
Or a 16 last 100 for a sub 430. Still looks pretty strong here. He's just going to be over. Just missed it. Good effort. 431.
Still a leading time and a big PR. All these boys with huge PRs.
Our previous heat winner is going to be still 4th for the day so far.
Geez, everybody's PRing by like 10 seconds today. This is crazy.
Yeah. Almost makes you want to get out there and go run a mile, huh?
Yeah, I don't think I would PR, though.
I definitely would not.
I haven't PR'd in the mile in
So here's the question.
11 years.
Does an official mile on a bike path count?
No.
As a PR?
No.
If it was in a workout?
No.
Are you sure?
You got to run a race.
I don't think that's
Yep.
fair. Boo. Ran 425 for nothing.
I ran a 3:58 in a workout one time.
Sure.
See, that's why it doesn't count.
What? I had a coach present.
I don't know. It wasn't laser timed.
It was not. It was not FAT.
Nope. The satellites could have been confused that day. Maybe they had a late night. And
there's mile markers on the bike path.
Off. Oh.
So.
Well, yeah, but who put them there?
Okay, man. Yeah. It was about 30 feet elevation loss as well. So.
Oh. Okay, then it definitely doesn't count.
30 feet's not that much. And it's
in a mile?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Well, it's not.
Yes, it is. All right, Heat 4, we got Nathaniel Asa of Marblehead, Henry McDonald of St. John's. We got Liam Mahoney of St. John's, Landon Zoss of Andover. We got Jack McIntosh of St. John's, Arthur Ferris of St. Raphael, James Gallaudet of Andover, Nate Tibbetts of St. John's, Upton, Michael Upton of Catholic Memorial, Will Cerruti of Marblehead, Ben McWaters of Brumfield, and Will Souza of LaSalle. So Gallaudet is the brother of Charlie, who won the last heat?
I'm liking the form of our leader.
Question mark?
However, oftentimes the leader does not become the champion.
True.
So
He does have a good form.
we'll see. But he is the New England 2-mile champ, so maybe.
Oh, this is who we were talking about from Marblehead. Yes.
How about that?
He's no Shalane Flanagan, though. I'll tell you that much.
Well, he may be faster in the 2-mile.
Probably, yeah.
You would assume so.
Yeah.
And we're coming through in
Although
2:14, which does seem a bit slow if you're asking me, but it's not slow for the seed times, but for a New England champ, it does seem.
Shalane Flanagan might have run faster than that as a pro, just not in high school. You know.
So what's his PR? Can someone pull that up?
I don't know what his PR
He
is.
ran 9:04
in the
which
2-mile?
is about the same pace he's on right now. So
In the 2-mile?
yes, 3,200, I should say.
Shalane Flanagan has run an 8:33 in the 3K.
Oh, so that is slightly slower converted than 9:04.
Yeah, it is.
So
but it's close, though.
We have our Marblehead champion. And
She's
he's on the track,
She's also run 14:44 in the 5K.
which is faster than I would assume anybody at this meet.
And 30:22 in the 10K.
Yeah, that's quick.
67 in the half and 2:21 in the marathon. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, this is going to be a solid final lap here.
She's got some like pretty similar PRs to like what I would hope to run.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
funny. Like across all distances too.
I know.
Like, it
That's
says,
like my lifetime
match up
goal
well.
is to be competitive with like the top American women. Would be like that would be a pretty good accomplishment, you know. I would pretty happy about that.
we are really seeing a strong kick here by these top two.
Yeah, Asa still leading.
So let's keep in mind they went through in 2:14. So and he's getting past here.
That's Cerruti, his teammate.
Sub 4:20 on the clock. 4:19.
Ha, sneaky.
So that was let's keep in mind that was a 2:05.
All right,
closing
so this is a little sneaky because Will Cerruti, who just won, seated 10th with a 4:34. His season PR is a 4:44, and his lifetime PR is a 4:19, which is actually half a second faster than Nathaniel Asa's lifetime PR.
So that's a rather interesting scenario.
That's a little tricky because he's seated in 10th with a 4:34, but
he ran 4:19.
He is the fastest person in this field, yes, based on overall PR. And looks like he actually just PR'd by half a second.
And he ran a massive negative split.
Yeah, because they went, 215 to
214, 205 about.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's something else.
Yeah, he can probably take a couple seconds off that by the end of the year. But yeah, that actually should be a PR for him.
That's a 4:15 runner if I've seen one.
Yeah. Yeah, I would not be surprised if we see that by the end of this year.
That about does it. Do we have any relays? Or?
We do not. That will conclude our BSR Mid-Distance Classic. Thank you for Marathon Sports for sponsoring us, and Hoka for bringing you this meet. And thanks to St. John's for hosting.
This beautiful facility.
Yeah.
Beautiful weather.
It is quite a nice track, quite a nice booth we're in. So thanks for letting us use this for broadcasting. The weather's been amazing. I know it was possibly going to rain this afternoon, but looks like it held off. And we got a lot of PRs out of this meet. It looked every single race. It was like,
PR.
Like, yeah, just like nonstop PR. So that is always great to see. If you are interested in watching some more track and field coverage, tomorrow our sister site, if you will, New Hampshire Track and Field, will be live streaming the Black Bear Invitational, which is one of the largest, most competitive invitationals in New Hampshire. So we should have some pretty good events for you at that one. I believe that starts at noon, and that'll be on YouTube under New Hampshire Track and Field. So check that out if you want some more track and field action. But besides that, I think we're good to go. What do you think, Lars?
Thanks for joining. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Hit that follow button.
Smash that follow button. Ring that bell. That's the thing, right?
And can I do an Instagram plug?
Sure.
Follow Sheedy on the Summits.
Yeah. At Sheedy on the Summits.
You don't even follow that one.
I don't
Follow Davio Runs.
I don't have Instagram. So.
I just uploaded a bunch of content from Boston with lots of pro runners. Got to shoot with Dominique Scott at the 5K. That was pretty cool. Yeah. So check it out.
Yeah.
All right. That's all for our shameless plugs.
I can't believe I got backlash for my plug. That was kind of amazing. But, well, am I still on air?